Hello and welcome back to the program. I am once again your host Joe, and this week we watched 1993's The Heroic Trio 2, Executioners. It's directed by Johnny To, same as the first film, and it's got a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which is my fourth lowest rated film for the year. Ugh. I had to add this to the list. We all loved the first movie and how over the top it was. The action sequences in this were kind of more the same, which is good, but it also seemed like there were a lot fewer of them, and they didn't get quite as over the top. Like, the first movie had a train burst through a wall, and a dude stopped the train with his bare hands. It had flying guillotines. This didn't have anything quite like that. In fact, okay, so here's the thing about this movie. The first Heroic Trio was about a group of mystical martial artists engaged in battle with some sort of Lord of the Underworld who was feeding human flesh to babies to make demon princes. It was extremely ridiculous fantasy. For some reason, they decided that the sequel should be the plot of Fallout 1.
War never changes.
They dropped a nuke in between films, made this post-apocalyptic instead, and decided that there would be a water shortage. They got the original trio back. Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh is there. But they're all in different places in their lives now, and also the world is dying because there's no clean water. It's the small things, you know? The first film had a plot that was fairly cohesive from the get-go. I mean, it was kind of convoluted. It involved cannibal babies and a side plot with a scientist working on invisibility. But you could see a clear trajectory from point A to B, where it was obvious that they would come together and become the heroic trio in the end. In the sequel, not so much. Our girls are split up from the beginning. They have a get-together at one point with a plot-necessary bath scene, and then they don't get back together until like 10 minutes before the end of the film. You've got the invisible girl, Michelle Yeoh, no longer able to become invisible. She is now working as an agent for the president, keeping him safe. That's what she does for the whole movie. You've got Wonder Woman, Anita Mui. She's raising a kid. Apparently she's being domestic for the police chief that she married at the end of the first movie. And then her plot for the film is basically, she goes to jail. Like they couldn't think of something to do with her, so they just put her in a cell. And then you've got the thief catcher, who's doing just whatever. Sometimes she steals, sometimes she helps. She's basically her own person. Her contribution to the main story is, she has to go out and find the water. That's kind of the important thing, isn't it? They're all doing their own thing when the plot kicks off, and then they go their separate ways to do their own A, B, and C plots. But really, the thief catcher's the only one with a plot that's like, super, this is the thing that the movie's about.
The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost.
喂，咪咁掃興啦！嗱咁啦，最多剩返嗰啲，俾你攞去派俾人啦。
God, speaking of it, the enemy in this film is just a guy who controls the water supply. He's scarred, he wears a mask, he's collecting people's heads and putting them in boxes. But he's just a guy. For some reason, though, they also made him an incredible fighter. Like, he's able to hold his own against the three of them, which is something that only people from the first film who were like agents of hell were able to do. He's an absolute downgrade from the absurdity that was the villain from the first film. Like, they had a guy who was a demon lord raising cannibal babies. He turned into a suit and took over Michelle Yeoh's body by wrapping his skeleton around her. That's ridiculous. In this, you just have guy who shoots darts that explode. I also need to mention just how absolutely out of place so much of the music in this film is. Like, I know that the theme song from this, it's the same theme from the first movie. It sounds like something from like a video lottery terminal. Like you pull the lever and this is what plays when things start spinning on the virtual slot machine. But even aside from that, like, so many sad, somber moments were just punctuated with music that felt entirely too upbeat.
未死嘅當係暴徒拉入監倉，死咗嘅攞去燒。不可輕信相依變為命，情長路窄並沒有仙境。
It's like the film is what you saying me, you know? Does anybody get that reference in 2026?
What
what you say.
At the end of the day, it feels like they had an idea for a story and decided to just do the movie with these three characters. Even if the setting feels completely different, the vibes were completely off. I think this would have been better as a standalone thing, honestly. Like, it's not a terrible plot. The post-apocalyptic future needs a clean source of water. It's a classic. But imagine if you just randomly put Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin in there searching for water. Just directly transplanted from Middle-earth, no explanation, never even addressing it other than a little bit of opening text crawl. It's just weird. As always, the question is, would I recommend this film? The fights are alright. There's nothing quite as good as the first film. The main plot is alright, but the characters don't fit the setting at all. I don't even know that I can call this an important film from the filmmaker's catalog. Like, he's got a lot of stuff under his belt. Hell, I have another film of his on my list for the year. Hopefully it's going to be better. I'll find out when I get thrown down. Anyhow, I mean, I'll recommend this if you're really jonesing for more after watching the first film. But if you're after something standalone, this is absolutely not at the top of the list for recommendations to watch. And hey, speaking of watching something or not watching something, what are we watching next week? Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1, and go! Alright, they are in the tray. They roll forward against these hexagons and down into the rainbow pachinko machine thing. They get the tubes. They go up. They're going up, right? Yeah, they're going up. Okay, up. Into this thing, and then they get spat out into this thing that really doesn't do a good job of mixing stuff up. Jigoku is out front, followed by Francis Ha. 8.5, the Day Trippers Network. It's hard to tell, but Jigoku is definitely out front. It is hitting these spinny things. Why is everything inside? Okay, Jigoku just blew up. The Day Trippers. Wait. The Day Trippers. There's Francis Ha. Francis Ha into the Torment Nexus with the Day Trippers. It is hard to see what's going on. Guys. Okay, I appreciate the aesthetics, but it is difficult to tell what's happening with this course because everything is inside of a rainbow chamber. Out front appears to be playtime. Why does it think it's eyes without a face? Alright, well, everything's going to get equalized here a little bit because there's several things in this bucket. We have 2 tons of turquoise to Taos tonight, the Day Trippers, Francis Ha, and Playtime. Coming out of there first, going into the tube. Hello, tube. We have some bumps here for them to go over. Bumps are not a problem. But 2 tons of turquoise to Taos tonight is out front now. Something I've been curious about for a while. It's a Robert Downey Sr. picture, which is the reason why I chose it. Followed by Francis Ha, Playtime, Ghost Dog, Way of the Samurai, La Samurai, Day Trippers, Pinocchio. Francis Ha makes it out of there first, though. Down into this windmill, but it passes through effortlessly. Not even an obstacle. Down the stairs. Into the bollards. Will it get nudged out? It'll get slowed down a little bit, but it doesn't get nudged out. It hits this obstacle. Spun around a little bit. Playtime. 2 tons of turquoise to Taos tonight is out front now. Oh, it's neck and neck with... Oh, bound. Bound? Where did you go? Okay. You can't just do that. Where are you guys going? Okay, well, here comes Francis Ha, 2 tons of turquoise to Taos tonight. Pinocchio, 8.5, the Day Trippers, the Grifters, Mr. Arcadin, Sorcerer, Les Samurai. Here they all come. Where is the end? Where is the end? Where are these guys teleporting to? Battle of Algiers, the Hidden Fortress, Pink Flamingos, Jigoku, there's Godzilla, there's To Die For, Eyes Without a Face, The French Dispatch, Targets, Night Move, no, not Night Moves, I don't even know what that was. Fantastic Planet, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, A Master Builder, I Walk with a Zombie, Written on the Wind, A Hard Day's Night. In the back there is Altered States and Bringing Up Baby. Where are these balls going to? Altered States is through first, Bringing Up Baby is bringing up the rear. And Bringing Up Baby made it in. Alright, it's official. Our winner is Bound. I don't know where it landed eventually, and I could not press the 1 button to see where the end basket was. Maybe there was no basket, maybe it was just a portal to the abyss. But that's our winner, Bound. Let's pull up the spreadsheet and see what we got. Bound is number 7 on my list. It's from 1996. It's from a list of various queer cinema from Criterion. It is, of course, the directorial filmmaking debut of Lillian Lana Wachowski. It is a crime thriller, 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 108 minutes long. This is something I've been curious about, because obviously The Matrix was huge. I'm curious about this. You know, what were they doing beforehand? You know? The Wachowskis, they're talented. I love their movies. What I've seen anyway. You know, The Matrix. I legitimately enjoyed all of them. Even the ones that are bad I enjoyed. Come on. Fucking their Speed Racer, a lot of fun. I'm struggling to remember others, but I know they've done them. And now I will add one more on my list of Wachowski films watched with 1996's Bound.